This is a painting I did of a tiger. It's in acrylics. And if you're interested in my process, then keep watching and I'll show you it from start to finish. Hey, today I'm going to paint a picture. Whoa. See, I've drawn a grid like 4 squares wide and 5 and a bit high. So I'm going to transplant that grid onto the canvas, but actually I'm going to do it a different way. I'm going to drill some holes in some wood and like kind of trail some string down the canvas, and I like doing that better because if I just sketch that in pencil, then the first layer of paint is going to get all covered up. So start off, let's do the string. So I'll drill some holes here like that, put some string through it, and then kind of dangle that from the top. You'll see what I mean in a sec. Okay, you can see what I mean about the string now. So I've got my 3 vertical lines, and I can like take that off when I want to paint and then pull it back down to just check it's all in line. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to mark where I want the horizontals and just poke some these like kebab skewers through the strings and put it back on when I need it. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to black out the canvas pretty much. I want the background of this to be pretty much black. I'm not going to do the whole canvas, I'm just going to do outside the tiger because it's just a waste of paint. I leave it quite thick. I like the brush marks. I don't really try and roller it to get it perfect. If it's like thick bits of paint like you can see here, I don't mind that at all. This is dry now, so I'm going to put on some white, but you see how the tiger's got the white of it is a bit grey, like as you go down, maybe grey on the ears, but very bright white around the eyes and the muzzle. So I'm going to just give it some white, but just make this a bit grey, so you can just get a little bit of these sort of whiskery strokes at the edges here. Hey, I'm back. This is my second session on this. Just like, I can tell as soon as I looked at it today that it's just really awfully unsymmetrical. So I'm going to fix that. In actual fact, the source photo is a little bit unsymmetrical because the bulk of the tiger is that side, right? So you can see here, this comes out a lot further than this. It's actually not reflected in my picture anyway. Because I want this to be, I've cut off the body, I want this to be symmetrical. So that's the first thing I want to do is fix that. Sort of get to a point with projects where you just think, oh my god, I kind of hate it. But you have to battle through that. I think all projects have that. There's a point when you make anything like a book or a painting where you think, oh gosh, this is going to look awful. But we can pull it back. It's going to be alright. I feel like probably it's more symmetrical now, which is better. I want to get these parts to be more of a yellow orange, like basically all around the top and as if it's lit from the top. So I'm going to do that now with just a bit of orange paint, a bit of yellow, cadmium yellow, and some of the yellow ochre that we've been using. Alright, this is my third session on this tiger. Things I want to fix today. The main thing that troubles me about it is, you see how this section of orange is a lot wider than that one, so his muzzle is a bit off center. And then I want to define, you see how this bit of white fur here just merges with this bit, but in actual fact if you looked at it from the side they'd be like, you know, this bit's kind of far forward. So to make this bit sink into the background, I'm just going to give it some blue undertones to just cool it down and push this bit of white back. White, some blue, some grey maybe. And then hopefully the muzzle will be centered and come forward a bit. That's what I'm going to do first. My daughter said, why are you like talking to the camera? And she's like, you've only got one subscriber and it's me. It's kind of funny. So anyway, please like and subscribe so that I can have more than one follower. Thanks. I'm going to paint the eyes now, and when you paint the eyes it always suddenly makes a painting look so much better. I really want to make sure the eyes are the same size, because the slightest difference and it looks really bad. So I'm going to use this washer, and I don't know if it's exactly the right size, might be a little bit big, but at least I'll get it really, really consistent. I'm going to finish up the eyes, the bit around the eyes, and then you can see here how this bit of fur like follows the contour of the eye around like that, but it totally doesn't on mine. So I'm going to fix that. And finally, you can see on here there's like an overall shape where this part goes whoosh like that, like a bottle. Mine doesn't do that, so I'm going to fix that too. That's what I'm going to work on now. When I was using long strokes that go all the way from here out, it sort of looked like it didn't make sense to have, like, it almost looked like there was one hair going out. I think what it needs is like kind of as if like there's a part which is this distance away from us, and then change the colour or tone, and then maybe like this is a slightly different shade. Do you know what I mean? Or else otherwise the perspective doesn't quite make sense. It's alright with these white bits because it's all white, but okay, I'm getting towards the end of this project, and I'm gonna do the whiskers. I don't really like this nose very much, so I'm gonna maybe fix that a bit. Done.